Hello, welcome to my channel. Today, basically, I'm going to happy December 29th of 2021 of a fabulous Wednesday, wherever you guys are. This is how basically I'm going to do some greetings. Well, not greetings, but I'll do a prayer and then I'll start to do this. Then we're going to do some oracle cards and whatnot, and this is how it's going to be. All right. So here we go. Heavenly Father, thank you for so much for this beautiful day, and thank you for all the things that we're going to do. And I hope that everything will be going as planned. I know that things will be okay as much as you would do, but all it is, this is how it's gonna be. I know that things will go beyond this point, but you know what? This is how it's gonna be good to you all. I understand that there's gonna be lots of possibilities of what's gonna come of this brand new year coming up, and I hope that it will be a good one for all of us. In Jesus' name, amen. So basically, the point being is that while I did a little prayer, this is how it's gonna be. Um, Basically, if you want to know, you can hit the like button, or and then you can subscribe to my channel if you want. It's your choice. And if you want to talk on the live chat, you can just say hi, do whatever you want to do. But this is how I'm going to satisfy you. As you can see, that this is going to be a good motivational, educational experience. Basically, it means that I'm going to do some Bible reading, and then we're going to do some more or oracle cards and whatever, what everything else. So basically, this is how it's going to be resonating to you all, and I hope it will. Okay, but this is how it's going to be good, and I hope that you will enjoy this. Okay. So, if you have a Bible already, have a Bible, and we are going to read you a very good educational read. Basically, if you turn to page 819 in the Bible, basically the it will be past them 40. This is going to be what's going to happen for the educational reading. I'll read you this, and then I'll do some oracle cards and whatever else. So here we go, and I hope that you will like it. Pasnum 40, it says, for the director of music of David, a Pasnum. I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock, gave me a firm place to stand. He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord, put their trust in him. Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, what does not look to the proud, to those who turn aside to false gods. Many, Lord, my God, are the wonders you have done, the things you planned for us. None can com- compare with you. Were I to speak and tell of your deeds, they would be too many to declare. Sacrifice and offering you did not desire, but my ears you have opened. Burnt offerings and sin offerings you did not require. So Basically, it means that basically that's what it says. Now, if you look on basically, well, between what kind of pit was David in? That would be 40 dot dot 2. So chapter 40, whatever, and then number page 2 in here. Then we can look at what didn't God want David's offerings, 40 dot dot 6. And then last but not least, and then I'll do what do our prayers seem ineffective at times, 39:12, if I can look at that. Basically, I'm not going to read you that, but this is how it's going to be. Okay, so if it satisfies you, this is how it's going to be, right? Okay, so what kind of pit was David in? 40 and then 2. David's graphic description of this pit probably reminded his readers of pits dug for water. The Hebrew word for pit could also mean a dungeon or a trap, and it was sometimes used a metaphor for death. No matter which image came to their minds, the symbolism was clear. God rescued David from a desperate, hopeless situation. Okay, so we have that. Now we have, so now we're going to look at why didn't God want David's offerings? 46, it says, it's not that God didn't want David's offerings. It is that he wanted sincere worship, obedience even more. Going through the motions of religious ritual does not please God. Desire to do God's will must come from the heart. So you know how it is, right? Now, no, there's more. There's more. Uh, why do our prayers seem ineffective in times? 39:12 it says, one of the differences between the personal God of the Bible and all other so-called gods is that the Lord is near us whenever we pray to Him. However, anyone who has ever prayed has surely experienced a time when their prayers didn't seem to make it higher than the ceiling. Sometimes God is silent when we harbor sin in our lives. The has missed understood that the Lord would not listen to his prayers if he cherished sin in his heart. Indeed, if Jesus experienced separation from the Father when he took our sin on himself at the cross, we should not be surprised to experience a sense of distance from God when we have unconfessed sin in our lives. When we rebel against God, he does not listen to our prayers. So Isaiah 1:2-15, 1 Peter 3:7, and then CF Hebrews 5 and 7. Similarly, our prayers may go unanswered if we ask with self-centered intentions. See Simonson's story in AC 8:9-25. Jesus' model of prayer, the Lord's Prayer, MT 6:9-13, included not only personal requests but also praise, thanksgiving, and intercession. Selfless requests made with insincere motives will fall on deaf ears. Joshua 4:3. At other times, our prayers may seem effective when in fact the silence of God is intended to bolster our faith. In Luke 18:18, Jesus told a parable about a woman who sought help from a judge who in, intentionally refused her request, but eventually gave her what she asked for because of her persistence. The lesson of the story is that God, a just judge who cares for us, will see to it that our needs are met. But we must exercise faith in his sovereign goodness, uh, goodness. Luke 18:8. And while our praying may not produce immediate results, praying will with persistence changes us and moves us toward greater dependence on God. So you can see that this is how it resonates. Okay, it's not how it seems to be, and you think that God's not with us. God is with us. God has to be significant, magnificent, whatever, right? The power against evil, right? Bad stuff. But as long as we have our own circumstances, is that we can do better than we know. It doesn't matter how you can think of it. It doesn't matter that you can magnify it. But this is how it's gonna be. You know, you have to look at things in a different way. When you look at the Bible, you have to image the images. You have to image the pictures. You know, if you don't see the pictures, then you have to image the words. Vice versa. But the thing is, what I'm trying to get at is that this is how it's gonna be good. Okay, there's a way of doing things. It's the way of life. It's the way of opportunity. Your circumstances have to believe in that, right? There are times like these that you can just put the pedal to the metal, right? You can do your part, but you have to succeed in life. You have to succeed in order to have a given situation. You have to receive a prayers to be answered. And if you don't have a prayer, and if you don't, and it's not answered, then it won't be received. It would be deceived, or whatever it would be, right? But the point being is that in this situation of this every way of knowing what to do, you for self has to be of looking at a Bible like this and think, okay, I can do this. And that's what you have to do. You have to think of letting it go, right? But just remember, right? All things must be inquired to do. There are things that you must learn, right? This is how I'm trying to get all my viewers to understand this, to learn something from it, and saying, okay, Spirited Alex knows what he's talking about. Yes, it would. Yes, it would be, right? So this is how it's gonna be. This is how it's gonna be. Uh, it's gonna be very good. Okay. So, anyway, the further ado, while I'm done with the Bible now, I'll do some oracle cards just to see what's happening, what Spirit wants to tell you, and then we're going to keep going with more and more and more stuff. So, in a further ado, is that was a good reading. Okay. And I hope that you will enjoy that. Now, this is how it's going to be more of that. So this is how we're going to do more. Okay, this is how it's a good experience. So if you have any questions or any comments, please, chat with me through the live chat, or you can suggest something, or you can just have a comment, and you can have a comment, and you can write a comment saying I like this video or whatever it is. But it's not over yet of this video, so I'm going to keep going through it. Now, first off, we're going to look at what's going to happen more. All right, so I'm going to look at this. We're going to do some oracle readings now. Good shuffling, eh? Yeah. And then we're going to look at what's happening. I do two more. One more shuffle. And we're going to look at the first card, shall we? The first card is lightning. That's awesome. The power. Beautiful card. So we're going to look at this and think, okay, we got power. Now, not only that, okay, I'll read you that. Okay, here we go. We see power all around us. It's in the mountains, meadows, and clouds. In fact, in every expression of nature, yet there isn't a more dramatic display of nature's power than lightning. It electrifies and splits the atmosphere such that when the heated air comes rushing together, we hear we hear thunder, the applause of gods. Lightning sharpens our senses and triggers fear and awe. We see these forked beams of brilliant light jump from the sky, and our instinctual vigilance is triggered in anticipation of the war that follows. We naturally seek shelter from the storm or are grateful that we are already being sheltered. This demonstration of the power of creation is yet another way to remind us that we are not in control of the natural world. When we witness nature's power with open hearts and minds, we see that it is neither destructive nor constructive. It simply is. The power available to you, the force of life itself. is neutral. It is neither inherently good nor bad. It is how you utilize it that will determine whether it is ultimately harmful or life-giving and contribute with the will of spirit that pulses through you. What is required is awareness of your intention, your values, and your willingness to act on them under the particular circumstances of your inquiry. Although you may see yourself as using this power for good, do not allow yourself to get caught up in the duality of good or bad in determining your decision or actions. Through prayer or ceremony, you can tap into this spiritual force, and by paying close attention to Spirit's prompting, your choice will ultimately be revealed to you, one that is beyond your typical perspective. From there, you can continue to access this divine power that is the very force driving the universe. So basically, you know, when you hear thunder, you know that you could see thunder, lightning, whatever. But in the midst of all this, this means that the gods are applauding, means like clapping, like this. Because that's how they're saying, good job, good for you, good everything else, right? You can do this. That's how what this card is. So basically it means that you can do this. Now the point being is that while I'm trying to say this in my own way of thinking, is that not only that. Now I know that this seems to be very, very circumstances that we're going to figure this out. Okay. Now, yes, you have the power of lightning. Yes, you have the power of this. But when you have a good decision of knowing what to do, you have to think of this as a good way of fortune. Okay? Now, here's the thing that I'm going to tell you all is that this is how it's going to be good. Okay? You just have to understand that this is what's going to happen. Okay? Now, I'm going to use the playing cards. You know what they are, but we're going to figure this out. Okay? Playing cards represent something. And I know that you're saying, why would you have playing cards? Well, playing cards represents the the four zodiac signs. Okay, now this is how it's gonna be. Okay, you just have to emphasize that this is gonna be good. Okay, so here we go for this good reading. Okay, we have the five of spades. Five of spades represents Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Okay, this is air signs. So if you know what air signs are, this is how it is. Now, not only that, in my own way of definition, that the five of spades is something. Okay, so this is how it's going to be relating to you all. This is how you're going to significant this. And I know that this is going to be a good way of knowing what to do. Now, not only this, we have this, don't we? So we're going to look at this in a good way. So we're going to do this, and it involves this reading. So what represents the air signs in this picture? And then tell me this, please. be right back. And then we're going to look at this. Give way, okay? So we're going to look at this card, this card, this card, this card, and this card that represents that. And let's see what it's going to be, okay? So we have the Hierophant is reversed, interesting. We have the Empress reversed. We have the Knight of Swords reversed. Interesting. Why? The Six of Pentacles is upright. And the Moon is reversed. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 reversed. And one upright. Okay, so we have Earth and we have Air. Okay. So basically in this format is that there's something going on in this picture. There is really something going on. Truth be told, that this is how it's going to be good. I know it seems ridiculous, but it is how this represents this. Now, let's see. Let's see. Right, so we have, okay, so, and this would be, oh God. Pentacles is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So you have that plus that one. Okay, so we have six zodiac signs in this picture. Okay. Now, if you're in this group, this is how it's going to be representing to you all. So this is how it's going to be. So let's look at, I don't know, let's look at the Empress reversed. Interesting. Connect with your feminine energy. Be proud of what you can create. And you tap into this power source. Reaffirm your beauty inside and out. Yeah, so basically, you have to reaffirm your beauty inside and out. Interesting concept. Okay, why the Hierophant is reversed? You are your own teacher. The wisdom you seek comes from within, not from an outside source. You do not need eternal approval to be successful. Interesting. You're the own teacher. Okay. Now what's the moon? Yeah, the moon. What's the moon? The moon reverses. You are driving into the murky depths of your innermost mind. There may be fear, anxiety, and confusion. You need to go deeper to the core of your emotions to release this fear. Then you'll be free. Yeah, so if the free is bothering you, if the fear is bothering you, you have to emphasize that you can do this with people to help you. Now, point being is that you have the Knight of Swords reversed. Interesting with that. Something going on in this picture too. The Knight of Swords reverses. Quick action has turned to impulsiveness, later regret. Look before you leap. Think before you act. Your ambitious energy may be overwhelming and off-putting to others. Yeah, so you have to think ahead. You have to have a balance, whoever this person is. You have to have a balance, okay? Even if this is the air signs too. Air signs and earth signs are working together, even if they should or would or could. But you have to understand that this is how it's going to be. Yes, you have the power of like the lightning, and the lightning is showing you that you can do this. Okay, it doesn't matter how you can face it, but all this from here, 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 and here, you have to balance it. That's what you have to do. You have to balance this. Balancing is basically like a balancing act. You know how balancing act? You're on the beam. Okay, one side of the beam, you have to get to the other side without looking down. You have to balance it right in order to go from one other to the other, which means that you have to balance it on your toes, right on your feet, and you have to go from one leg to other, right? That's what you have to do. But see, if you're being your own teacher and you're fearing and all that, get out that negative out of your system, okay? Because like I say, it doesn't matter which way you're going through. It doesn't matter that you can combat this, and you have to face your own reality. Because whenever I do these readings, no matter which way it is, it's up to you to do this. It's uplifting to you. This is how it's gonna be. This is how it's gonna resonate to all of you. This is how it's gonna be having a give and take situation. There's no way of knowing that, okay, I can do this. I can do this on my own. But what's the use? That's why you have to give this assertive balance between good and bad, or bad against good, whatever it is. But you have to make a decision. It's not me that's making you decision. It's your decision. You have to come back that you can do this. You have to, for example, okay, God against humanity. God made us. God created us. Now we're in his shoes. We have to do everything to complete a good life experience. That's what it is. Okay, it's a beautiful example. But just remember that when I read the Bible to you, you have to start at the beginning. You have to start from the beginning, middle, and end. That's what it has to do. But all these things have to be created by you. It doesn't matter that you can think, great, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's your decision. You have to put your own mentality of knowing what to do. Because, when you're fearing, when you have bad influence, if you have negative, if you have anything, don't do that. Don't. This is how it's going to be. This is how you can put your own way of knowing what to do. It is, right? So that's why that this has to be involved. That's why this has to be a good way of knowing what to do, expected by our own against the Lord, right? That's why it has to be good to know what to do. We are on a leading path, and if we're on that path, we have to keep going. There's no way of stopping and saying, I don't know what I'm going to do. Stop that. You have to understand that you can keep going and keep going and keep going. And this is how it's going to be, my viewers. This is how you have to understand that this is a good, simple, educational video. It has to be involved with that. So, further ado, while we have this reading going on, basically I'll put this there, put this there. Now we are getting on to something, don't we, right? Now we know what's happening here. And I know that we have something to do. Okay, we have to do something. So further ado, we try to figure this out. Did I miss something? You did. Be right back. Anyway, back to what I'm saying is that this is how it's going to be. It has to be involved with this, all right? So, anyway, the point being is that what I'm trying to get this way is that this is how it's going to be, okay? So we have this. Then I'm going to move the cards over here. Then we're going to do something here. And we're going to do this, okay? Now, doesn't matter what you do, because I'm going to read this, what's going to happen between this, okay? So what is happening in this reading between the air signs and the earth signs in this picture? Do secret favors for others. Yeah, basically that's going to happen. So do something as secret, helping someone out, helping what they're going to do. Make something good about yourself. Okay, air signs and earth signs. You have to think ahead. Don't think behind saying, I don't want to do it. Well, you have to, right? I'm telling you what to do. I'm telling you that you can switch these energies around from this one to this one to this one to this one. Okay? You have to switch it around. Now, the point being is that while I'm trying to get away with myself with this is how it's very good of mastering this, okay? This situation here. So, the further ado, I'll keep going in this reading, is that there's more things that you're going to learn. So basically, the point being is that what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm going to do this one as well. See I'm telling you about this reading? Yes, because it all involves this card. But it goes to be more than that, right? So, without further ado, this is more of it. Let me explain. Uh, so tell me something. What represents the earth signs and air signs in this picture? Well, we're going to do one, not two, not three either. But we're going to look at this. The dragon's lair. That's very interesting in this reading. Dragon's lair. And we're going to look at that because we're going to read that. Hmm. Dragon's lair. I think it was reversed, but I'm going to do it upright. It says, "You're always protected and divinely directed. This is how it's going to be." Okay, so it says, "You have a remarkable internal warning system that lets you know when things are out of alignment. You are about to enter dangerous territory, so tread carefully and be aware of your surroundings. The path you're on now is one that will challenge you to the core. That said, peril, peril is also exciting and exhilarating, like the danger you feel before you enter a new relationship, knowing that you'll be changed forever. A life lived fully isn't lived only in safety. A new experience is calling to you, one that will test your courage. The choice is yours, but there is greater value in risk taking than remaining unchallenged. New territories are waiting to be discovered. Yeah, so basically, if you do this the right way, you're doing it, you're doing it. But the point being is that when you do it the wrong way, you know, it's bad. That's why I changed this into the upright position. If it was a reverse, if it was reversed, you would think, "Oh, great, this is not good." Yeah, it won't be good. So that's how this has to be a good reading for all of you. It doesn't really matter that you can do this and think, okay, I know what Spirited Alex is saying. Yes, it is because you have this that you have this as you have this, and this to all have, and that's why this seems to be a good, reasonable reading. Okay, that's why that this has to be involved. You have to have a good way of knowing what to do, right? You just have to sit there and think. You have to understand what's going to happen, right? And that's why it is, right? You have to go and knowing what to expect it, right? So this is how it's gonna be. And so if you are earth signs and you have air signs to put together, you know what I'm saying. Okay. Because we have Taurus, Capricorn, then we have uh yeah, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, then we have Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. That's six zodiac signs in this picture, because I added that five spades there. So this is how it's going to be. And I hope this will resonate to all of you. Now, before I'm going to leave this video, there's only one thing that you want to know. So I'm going to move this here, move a little bit up here, and then I'll do a angel one. Basically, you have to understand what's going to happen, and this is how it's going to be. Okay, I know that you're saying why you have to do the angel ones. Well, temporarily, this is how it's going to be. Okay. All right. So tell me something, angels, about the air signs and earth signs in this picture. Can't shuffle properly, but I'll try to do this properly. All right. First one, it is let your past go. This is a good one too. And I'm going to read that to you. So let's see what's happening, okay, in this situation here. All right. All right, so here it is. Let your past go. It says, the burden of carrying your past around has made you weary, dear one. It is time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love, and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it. It's now gone. You receive this card because your thoughts and feelings about the past are holding you back. You're repeating a pattern because of unfinished emotions from your past. This card is a sign to forgive and move on, to stop painful patterns. It doesn't mean that you need to be with the person you have forgiven. It simply means that you have let toxic feelings go in exchange for peace. Additional meanings for this card. Approach a new situation or relationship with positive expectations. Avoid routines. Speak to a counselor or support group. Forgive those who have hurt you. Forgive yourself. The worst is now behind you. Keep your thoughts about this situation high and bright. So that's what it has to do. It seems to be that this reading is very good, substantial. I know I'm doing the good stuff before and I'm doing this, but you know what? This is how it's going to resonate to all of you. It doesn't matter that you can see this and think, why is Spirits Alex is telling me all about this? Well, because the power of lightning. You have the five of spades. That would be the air signs. You have the pentacles are the earth signs. You have all this that represents that. But when you have this, and this, you have four reverse cards and one upright, you know, it makes me want to like try to get a little bit angry at the cards, but I can't do that, right? That's why I have to stay positive. If you do secrets favors for others, you can do that. But when you do the dangerous dragons layer, that means that you're on the wrong path. You're thinking, great, I should not turn right. I have to turn left, right? So it means something to all of you. It means that you can do this on your own. So it means something, right? It doesn't matter that you can think and saying, oh, okay, I did this the wrong way. Yes, you have to, because no matter that the situation is, this is almost like a pattern here. You have two here, you have two here, you have two here, two here, two here. It's like you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 10 cards here. If you split them into 5, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You split that. 5 times 2 is 10, right? So when you look at this, you think, okay, I can do this. Now, the point being is that when I when I visualize this is a good reading to all of you. It has to work out. It has to be a good sequence. It doesn't matter and think, okay, I'm doing this the right way. That's what you have to do. And that's why this seems to be a good reading. So, it means that when you work on this together, this has to be a good way of knowing what to do. Because if you're on the wrong path, like I say, you should have go left instead of right, but you turn the wrong way. So, and you make a mistake, right? And you don't make mistakes. So anyway, it means that you can do this. So, this is how it resonates to all of you, and I hope it will, my viewers. I hope, because this is how it's only good, right? And this is how it would be good. So in that way of knowing, I hope that this will be good for all of you, and I hope it will. But you just have to understand that this reading substantial a good way of knowing what to do. All right. Anyway, in the meantime, before I let you all go, you must learn something from this video. You have to learn something. That's why you see the reading like this. That's why you have to improve yourself worthy that you can do this. Because like I say, there's a way of knowing, the way of life, the way of your career, your relationship, your family, your friends, whatever it is. You decide what's right for you. You decide. It's not about me, it's about all of you. So if you do the right thing, and when I look at this reading and it's positive, then you know exactly what you're going to do. But like I say about this, it's very different. And that's why difference are different. if you know what I mean. And that's why that this is a good way of knowing what to do. And that's why that this is a good reading. So, that's why that this is a simple reading to all of you. And I hope that this will navigate you on a good path. If you do the wrong path, then you say, "Oh, great, yeah." And let's not go down that way. Just remember to stay positive as much as you can, and that's why I'm trying to help you as much as I can. Okay. But thank you very much, and I hope that you will like this, and have a good day. Bye.